cherry liqueur, which I guess is what wine is, huh? And since I'm single, I can do whatever I want. Alright folks, welcome. It's Friday. It's about 6:30 p.m. New York time. I am not going to be cooking because it is getting really hot and I also am not that hungry, and also I have a food hangout tomorrow, so I won't be needing a lot of food at home until later on in the week. So instead, what we're going to be doing is organizing my kitchen. My spices are overflowing. I have a cat now, so there's like extra stuff in the kitchen hanging around. The countertops are getting really messy, and I've been feeling a little messy, so we're just gonna try to snap it up a little bit and clear the mess a little bit. And that's it. I'm listening to some songs off of my Spotify release radar, so I thought I'd just put on the live and hang out. I'll read the chat from time to time. If you have questions or stuff you want me to respond to, let me know. But otherwise, I've been looking at these cabinets and I'm like, they're sorely underutilized. So much empty space in there. I'm thinking about moving all my contents from that broken IKEA cabinet into here. So then maybe I could have more spice storage over there. Whatever makes sense. I don't really know what makes sense anymore. If you have recommendations for what to do, let me know. Gary missed a live. Gary missed a very exciting live. But welcome to Friday, y'all. Let's see what's hanging up here. We got oats, we got cornstarch, we got sorghum and grains, we got peas, we got condiments. All right. Grains and peas. Condiments can live here, along with sauces and fish. Interesting. Okay, maybe we switch this around a little bit. Looks like Gary doesn't follow me on Instagram either. Alright, this maple syrup should go in our sweets cap. That's the other thing. Maybe I should move our sweets cap. So much to think about here. So many possibilities. Memo is hiding right now, but maybe later we can go see him. Alright, so I think backup greens and stuff can live up there. Although I feel like Masaharino should be in our freezer. Yes. Okay. Yes. Best Buy. Yeah, these should go in our freezer. Okay. Especially because it's getting so much hotter. I tend to put nuts and grains in the freezer whenever possible to avoid the oils going rancid too fast. Here's furikake that I got from the fancy food show last year, and I'm about to go to the fancy food show again this year. A whole year has gone by without us using shit. We have so much shit to use. We have so much delicious shit to use. I need to cook more, is what I'm saying. So much noodles. These noodles are so aged that the Ziploc bag has gotten grimy. You know what happens to plastic when you have them for way too long and you don't use them? That's what's happening. That's what's happening to me. Maybe we microwave some rice chips to eat, just for funsies, to maybe get rid of that black sesame one at least. A little snack while we project. That wasn't very smart to do in the air. Thank you for the hair comment. I'm actually going to cut it tonight. It's getting to that stage where it's getting hard to comb in the shower because when my hair starts touching my shoulders, it starts actually turning wavy and kind of tangly. And I'm a lazy bitch. So we microwave rice chips to eat for snacky dinner, and we cut our hair whenever it gets too hard to manage because ain't nobody got time to drag hair through the shower every day. Hello, SoCal. Hello, NorCal. Memo was adopted. He's about 13 and a half years old. He reminds me of my most recent ex, who dumped me at exactly 3 months. I wanted to ask you guys, I think we have a lot of experience being love bombed. I'm curious if anybody in the chat has ever love bombed someone else and what the psychology behind that is, because I think currently we look at love bombing as like a bad negative thing that has no redemption and is all about deception, but I don't agree. I think some people actually love bomb because they feel it and they want it to achieve something, not necessarily manipulation, just like maybe for their own gratification. So I'm very curious about the psychology of like just meeting somebody and kind of telling them stuff that shouldn't really, I mean, for me, I don't think they should develop that quickly. Curious about everyone's thoughts on that. While we snack on rice chips. New kitties make men happy? They make me happy too. Am I a man? This needs to go into a smaller jar. Do we think this will fit in here? Is it enough room? Satisfying. What's funny is for almost the past year and a half, maybe more, I've been reading all sorts of Instagram posts about like red flags to avoid, how to resolve relationship differences and issues and conflicts. And like the amount of red flag posts that I've exposed myself to, it's funny that you can read all the advice and never really absorb it and put it into practice. Because I think a part of me was just like, this is cute. What if it were true? The delusions. I suppose these are SpaghettiOs. Alright, that's one layer. These are stuff that I probably should cook. This is great. This layer will alert me to please cook me. Those are all backup. Alright, this means we're gonna have to move the rice into something that fits there. I'm an optimist, but actually I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if it's gonna fit, but it could. Yeah, I mean, dried spices don't go bad unless you see bugs in it, or unless moisture got into it and you see mold in it. You know, they'll just lose their potency over time a little bit, but that goes for all food in my book, you know. Dating is fascinating, y'all. And there is a certain narrative that's just like, oh, dating is so hard and impossible and I give up. And I definitely went through that, I think, in the last couple of months. Just feeling like I'm never gonna succeed at this. But also, I think, I've been talking to my friend Daisuke about a lot of this. And it's just like, maybe I am just dating for fun and not really... at least when I start going on first dates, I don't really have this, like, objective in mind to, you know, find a life partner. Oh, God. But then I think once I get into a relationship with somebody, I start taking it so much more seriously because I feel like I ought to. And I think that's when I start actually becoming more and more neurotic and scaring the people that I date off through that kind of, like, intensity, you know? This feeling of, like, I should make this work. Yeah. I don't know. We need to go to therapy. This is my therapy. I'm gonna put this in a jar too. Yes, I do think that my lives are definitely a journal. I think that my Instagrams are kind of a journal. And I dig it. I feel like this is how YouTube started, you know, just like vlogs, just like ordinary people vlogging, random dramatic life things. I know that YouTube is like so much more polished now, but I miss those days when we had like lonely girl whatever her number was in her handle. Make YouTube lonely girl again. Yes, I know she wasn't real. I know it was an act. How do you know that I'm real, though? We are truly postmodern now. Those compartments are now empty. Very exciting. Should we drink some alcohol? First of all, I think we should eat. Aaron gave this to me like a fucking year ago. This was in one of my videos. It's been a long time. We should eat that last plum in there, and then I can finally use this as like a drink pour. It's a nice little pitcher, you know? Okay. Good, you should be scared, okay? Oh God, maybe God doesn't want me to. Okay, never mind, God wants me to. Oh, that smells very alcoholic. I'm already drunk just smelling it. All right, cheers, y'all. That's really delicious. But how are we gonna soak these labels off? I don't even have a big enough bowl. We are getting turned today. Now that's a lot of water for the sink, but we're just putting it in my vegetable basin. That'll do. That'll do, vegetable basin, that'll do. Y'all having fun? Watching me do boring shit? Sorry about the curtain. We should take our vitamins. Me personally, I'm taking magnesium and D right now. I don't think the powdered C was a good call for my teeth. I think they've actually been hurting my teeth, so I stopped taking the powdered C. Now we know. Alright, guys. Alright. We have filled up this cabinet. I hope nothing fucking falls from this cabinet. I think one aspect that's always been scaring me is like the shoddy craftsmanship of this kitchen, which is why I've held off on stocking these full of stuff for the last year and a half. But I don't know, we just gotta live, right? Send me a prayer, send God a prayer, send the cabinets a prayer. But I don't think God listens to calls anymore. I mean, my governor doesn't listen to calls. Oh, it's pouring. It's pouring. We should go close the windows. It's pouring. Whoop. It's pouring. It's going straight down though, it's not getting blown. I think Memo's in my closet. Feels really nice right now. Memo's hiding, but I think he's okay. Right before I went live, he pooped out 2 logs and then went a little spastic. And then I took the poop out, and that's why I was late for a little bit. But Memo's okay. Okay. I'm doing this because now I'm on the collaborations team for Burlap and Barrel, and not only do I get more spices, I get multiple versions of the same blend as we're testing them. And Ethan's also started giving me like spices that we're potentially sourcing, but haven't decided if we want to order it yet. So now I have like bags on top of jars. So I need space, and this is why we're doing this organizational thing. I don't know, what is hot in the spice world? I want to get like a dresser and just cram it all in. I saw this pink dresser. My last ex, actually, he was like staring at my room one day, and he was like, your aesthetic is very like childish, like it's like a kid's. And I was like, pinks, aqua greens, a cat, pink, yeah, just a lot of childish colors, I guess. I've been trying to not buy new things, so I've been waiting for like Remix Market or any of the other kind of secondhand stores to have cool stuff. I had these long cinnamon sticks that expired in 2022. They smell good. Hey baby, you wanna come? You wanna come in here? You wanna come in here? Yeah. Come. Come here. Big yawn. Big yawn. Come back. Yeah. You have fans already, buddy. Old man. Lover boy. He's been love bombing me. He slept all through the night right next to me and left a mat of fur on my Brenly, brand new washed blanket. And then he headbutts me in the morning sometimes if he feels like it. And then the next day he'll not appear for 18 hours. That kind of trauma bonding cycle where they're like, I love you so much. I've been waiting for you my whole life. I'll never get tired of you. Those are all things that my last ex said to me. And then he won't return my texts. We love it. I hope you enjoyed that cameo. He is supposedly 13. That's what the shelter told me. He was an owner surrender. His intake into the shelter was in November last year. So that's the information that I have. I also agree he looks very young. Confident people, I don't trust them. Your cat is currently screeching while cleaning its ears. That's hilarious. Oh, man. I also just mean, like, in a dating context, in the beginning, if you're so confident about us, that feels like a red flag to me. You barely know me. You can be confident about everything else. Theory, philosophy, economics, all shit that I barely have any knowledge in. You can mansplain all you want to me. I love when people who know their shit mansplain shit to me, because I don't know a lot of shit. But it's when I first start dating someone and they express a lot of, like, adoration or just, like, a lot of attraction. I'm not talking physical attraction. Obviously, if they want to vocalize that, sure. Like, physical attraction, I feel like, is, for the most part, at least for straight men, kind of immediate. I get that. But you don't know me. And especially for people who, like, do not know me from the internet. They have no exposure to my social media, the way I present myself and my views on there. Like, they don't have any background on me. How do you know? How do you know? Alright, we gotta do something about this sweet cabinet. Is this complete, though? I'm trying to think of what else. Oh my god, you fit. That's cool. So I really did suspect someone else, that I was in, like, what the kids would call a situationship, to have pretty strong possibility for narcissism. I don't think this last person was, but it was very, I mean, I think also some people are just really innocent. They want to believe in fairy tales. They want to live their lives in such a way that feels secure. You know, people like security. People like certainty. I like it too. But I like security and certainty after it's been tested. On this episode of Will It Fit, I think it will. Should we go smaller? I think we shouldn't. And the fascinating thing about this guy was he did not appear to have any codependent symptoms. he was very, like, chill about a lot of relationship dynamics. He didn't, like, some people really want to be featured on social media or, like, you know, the great reveal or whatnot. He wasn't into that. I don't know. It's just really hard to read people. Everyone's different. I don't want to assume the worst of somebody. But I will just say I've learned a lot. I keep learning things. Pricey lessons, for sure. But we keep learning. Maybe I put you down here. What did I like about the ex? I liked a lot of. I liked our differences, for one. He had a very different way of thinking about the world at large. But I think that also was too much difference for him. What I'm finding is I love difference between me and my partner, but too much difference scares the other person. Too much difference does not really scare me. I just need them to be confident in their beliefs, and I'm perfectly fine with them differing about me on certain things, but for them I think it's like a deal breaker, which I get, but I'm not really seeking to be in alignment on everything, especially for people that I date. My relationship rules and goals are no marriage, no kids, so I don't really think there needs to be so much alignment, but I guess people still want that. Especially if they have, like, their own life and we're not going to be moving in anytime soon. Why do we need so much? I don't get it. I don't know, but maybe I truly am lacking empathy on some part. Memo, come in. All right, is it time for another shot of alcohol? We're gonna start breaking things inadvertently as we get drunker. Do we want creamy? Do we want sharp? Or do we want floral and sweet? Vote now. Carrie, I also agree that when people are different from me in ways that I dislike about myself, I enjoy that, right? The sex was, like, very sexually open and seemingly experienced, and I felt like that was a learning opportunity for me in a lot of ways. And just, like, his lifestyle was different too. He liked to eat out a lot. He spent way more money on food than I am used to, which is eye-opening, right? My mom always wanted me to spend more money on things like food and just quality stuff for myself. So I thought it was good practice to be with someone who was living a lifestyle that I'm not used to living, you know, pushing my own safety boundaries of, like, what I'm comfortable doing and what I'm not in the habit of doing yet. But again, I think because of the way that I can be very directly cynical in expressing my views, it doesn't give people a lot of confidence or faith in what I could be capable of being. But I just don't want to give false advertisement. You know, I want them to know that this is who I currently am, but I also want them to know that there's a lot of room for change and transformation. But I think a lot of people aren't sold on that, which I get. I get it. A friend a while back gave me this. It's freeze-dried silver ear with red date and goji berry. It expired June of last year, June 13 of last year. I say we just eat it and we can get rid of this box. And you're supposed to put it into hot water and dissolve it into a soup, but I like eating it like a Rice Krispies. You think it's a treat for you? There's a red jujube there. Are you hungry? You hungry? I'm gonna get you some food, okay? We're gonna keep our distance because I don't want to disturb him too much. Huh? You didn't like your dinner? Is it too cold? I figured you want some air-conditioned food. No? I was wrong? Sorry. What's everyone's favorite bagel? That was just a question in my group chat. He's so cute. You're so cute. Look at you. Wow, it's everything bagel domination here. He's been here for about 10 days. Yeah, I'm surprised it took us this long to get someone to say cinnamon raisin. How's your butthole? Good? Tastes good? Alright, we gotta make some progress here. I'm not making progress right now. There's like a little bit of peanuts in this jar. Driving me nuts. Drive myself nuts. I've never had strawberry cream cheese. That sounds very fascinating. Alright, I forgot what you guys said, so I'm just gonna do a little Saint Germain. It's the standby, it's the classic, I love it. Shouldn't even have tried to branch out into other ones, because I am just a Saint Germain girl through and through. Another thing I want to think about is how to organize this counter. It's very messy. I don't like it. Now, obviously, this is also very disorganized down there. That really can't be helped. I feel like it gets messy within days. But it is possible for me to make space. I just have to commit to it. Okay, I do want to ask you guys a question. Oh no, that's so gross. How did you get there? The rubber band melted into my cabinet. Alright. I wanted to ask you all, do you think it's possible to quote unquote glamorize poverty? And what would that look like? Do you have examples of what it would mean to glamorize poverty? Look at this rubber band, it's melting. someone just writing about their experience of growing up poor and making the conditions of growing up in that environment with those limitations sound beautiful in some way. Even though it was hard, there's beauty being depicted in that limitation of resources. And I don't know if that's a glorification of poverty. I think that's just art. For me, I think that's just poetry. I'm not talking about like a rich person, you know, making a show about how to live poorly or whatever that means. I'm just talking about like someone writing about growing up, not having a lot. Is that glamorization of poverty? Chips round 2. Space for the Instant Pot to go in. Yes. Romanticization. Right, I agree with that. Oh, that feels so much better. Put that away. Yeah, I'm also thinking in this case of a Black author. But if that was their experience growing up, right? Oh my god, this vinegar is too tall. We're gonna clean up here because it's so grimy. the food acceptable, Your Highness? Raised poor, but the happiest of days. Why do you think that is? I'm sorry to hear about your meatballs, but I believe we are still blaming everything on Obama, right? I'm afraid to go organize over there because I don't want to scare him away. But I'm really excited. We now have a lot of space for his spices to go in there now. Now I just have to contemplate which spices to put where. I might use that to put away all the non-burlap and barrel spices. So I have 2 side-by-side black bookshelves there for spices. Maybe one shelf can be spice in development and overflow, and the other one can be just a whole catalog of one of each in the inventory, and that could be where I store the non-burlap and barrel spices. Well, in the meantime, maybe I can organize my sugar cabinet a little bit. So blessed with ingredients that I don't use. Some people experience different kinds of poverty too, right? Different levels of it. Yeah, I've never experienced food insecurity, but there were times that I think we had habits that kind of ingrained in me certain habits that I still can't really shake off, like always looking for sales. I've gotten way better at it over the last year, actually thanks to dating, because I've had to kind of acquiesce to my partner's lifestyle just to be cooperative and amenable and compromising my comfort levels with theirs, and it's trained me to spend more money on things. So dating has been an educational experience. This entire apartment is memos. Don't worry. He can... That fucking little fuckboy. I have 4 scratch toys for him. A flat scratcher, a cat-shaped mat, a little carpet scratching mat, Aaron's cardboard scratcher. He doesn't use any of them. He's been scratching my windowsills and peeling the paint off of it. I've had to tape cardboard up at the edges where he scratched. He scratched my $900 leather couch. He's scratched my $900 mattress. He's scratched my childhood leather sofa cushions. He scratched my yoga mat, which has already been scratched by other cats, but still. The things we do for those we are love bombed by. so much honey and so much sugar and so much baking stuff. I think we really need to organize this a little bit better. Oh, look at that. A cornstarch container that I can put cornstarch into. Wow. Those of you who are saying the love of a cat is priceless, y'all have been love bombed to pieces. I see it. And I agree. No contest. When that lady came for the mattress, oh God, I don't even know what I was thinking. I went into flight or flight mode. Truly. So, should we throw out this collection of sourdough starter flakes that is probably 5 years old now? Wait. Sweaty Prophet, are you willing to share that story of bringing rich friends to Goodwill? I would love to know that story. First of all, are you rich? Because I don't know if I have rich friends. Because I don't know if I can connect with rich people on that wavelength to be like, we're gonna be friends and this is gonna work. Like I don't feel that confidence in myself. I I think I did fry those sourdough starters once. I don't remember how they turned out. Do you remember how they turned out? Were they good? Did I like them? Yeah, some Goodwills are insanely expensive, depending on the neighborhood. Like the one in West Village in Manhattan, I'll still buy stuff, but I'm just like, this is not a good deal in my mind. There are rich people who don't make a show of how rich they are, and then there are the other rich people. I think we need more alcohol. I don't feel drunk at all. I shouldn't move where I put things, because then I won't remember where I put them. Let's be smart about this, June. Let's be smart about this. You want to remember where you're putting things. You don't want to move them too much. You will forget. Be honest with yourself. Step one. Okay, good. We do this once a year, right? That's a good cadence. We should do this once a year, because no matter how good you are at organizing, things just don't stay organized. That's just a fact of life. That's fine. It's kind of like expecting anything else is like expecting to take one shower and staying fresh forever. It just doesn't work that way. Chaos. We trend towards chaos. Which is why it puzzles me when people expect me to stay the same. Or they are so sure that they will stay the same. Do you think having more money will change you? Sweet potato puree. Oh shit, I was looking for you. You expired in March. Of course you did. We have a birdie sticker. Cute. I should give this shit away. I should really give this shit away. PR invites. I was like sponsored by this Air Up. I don't even know if they're still in business. Never used it. Hated the concept. Not a fan of the product. Don't even know why I keep going with them. I hate myself for doing it. But now we will get rid of it. Now we have all that space up top for things. What things though? What things? What things needs to go up there? Alright. That's cool that you fit. Oh, hi. First time catching me. Cool. I've changed a lot since COVID started. So, for the person who grew up in trailers and then lived in a multi-million-dollar house, what changes did you observe happen to those in your life who were affected by that increase in wealth? I don't think I'm talking about $500. I think I'm talking about like enough so that you would never worry about the things you used to worry about when you didn't have enough money. Now that amount will be different for everyone, I think. Got me this freeze-dried durian. I don't know if I'm ever gonna eat it because I'm so terrified I'm gonna stink for so many days and like nobody will want to talk to me. But I want to eat it so bad. Maybe we should make something. Think about it, guys. Think about what we should make durian with. It doesn't seem like we've made progress, but I guarantee you we have. I just need it to seem like we're making more progress than we actually currently feel. Does that make sense? The next thing we're gonna snack on is dried papaya that Aaron got for me from Sahadi's. These used to be like 12 a pound. No, they used to be like 7 a pound, and now they're 13.5 a pound, and he got me 2 pounds. He spent $30 on this bag of dried papaya for me. Grateful, but ouch! Now, I believe that if I gained enough money to make me feel like I didn't have to worry about certain things I used to worry about, like not having enough savings for a year if I got fired from a job, I think I would have behaved very differently. I think my mom's death changed me materially, to the point where, because I knew that I had my dead mom money to like float me a little bit, I became more outspoken at work, which got me fired, right? I think that changed me. That changed the whole way that I operated as a person, because I felt like I can now afford to prioritize things that I wasn't able to give to myself because I was afraid of not being able to make a living anymore. So one of the things that my most recent ex and I talked about was like, I was of the belief that once he had more wealth, he would change. We don't know how he would change. It's not necessarily for better or for worse, but I just felt like he would change. And he seemed convinced that he wouldn't. He would just have more money, but he would still be him. And I'm just like fascinated by the idea that some people think they can stay stagnant like that. It doesn't make sense to me in my head, just having gone through what I've gone through. And I wonder if anybody else believes that, you know, it's possible to not change as a person. Anyway, yum. Thanks, Erin. Yes, Aaron got me the papaya. I did not ever buy more olive oil, no. But I think if I ever were to buy more olive oil, it would be like super fans. And I would be using it as a condiment rather than a cooking oil. Because olive oil across the board is just so expensive now, I might as well source like really good stuff and then use it more sparingly. To not work at your job would be so different, right? My whole life changed because I got fired from Delish. And I don't regret it. I felt the burnout. And it wasn't just like a work burnout, it was like an existential one. I was like, this doesn't feel good to me. Did I show you guys this? Aaron also got me, I think he went to Portugal a few months back and he got me some really pretty canned fish. Of course, we're not going to eat this for another 8 years, so I hope you enjoyed looking at how pretty they are. Thanks, Aaron. I would never want to become a lawyer. I would fucking burn out so fast, man. I would hate everyone so much more. He said, don't come at me. I'm a Green Party if there was one. We're not going to attack you. Honestly, if I have Republicans up in the chat, I would just want to know your point of view. My most recent ex went through the military, claimed to love capitalism. I still wanted a relationship with him because I felt like it was a great learning opportunity. I'm not here to like villainize people who come from different backgrounds, who hold different beliefs, who may even believe in different ideologies than me. But I think he thought I was attacking him when I was ranting about my thoughts on capitalism. So that was very fascinating that, like, for me, I just wanted to speak my mind. For him, any disagreement felt like disapproval, maybe. Again, this comes back to my tone. Maybe I do say things in a very aggressive way. I just truly don't know anymore. I don't have an objective reality. I can't be like a third-person witness to my own interpersonal dynamics. But something to be mindful of for myself for sure is like not to get so fired up about theoretical shit. But again, every relationship teaches me something new. But like, how are you gonna say to me shit like, you know you're gonna want to be in a relationship with me and you're never gonna get bored of me if you don't even know my political stance yet? Whatever gave you the idea? How are people so confident? My friend Nez loves the Charlie XCX one. I haven't listened. You like? You recommend? think people say they love capitalism thinking that they can be a capitalist without really knowing what that whole schema entails, and also like literally how many people can be a capitalist with a capital C. You know what I mean? Like we all participate in the system, but most of us are just pawns. Very few of us actually get to be a capitalist with a capital C. So I did really like him. I think he was really innocent. I don't mean to sound condescending about it, but I do feel like that's what I appreciated about him, is that he had a certain kind of joyfulness about living in this day and age where it's not really easy to find joy. I was joking with another friend yesterday that I think I was delusional in that I was trying to honeypot him into changing his perspective on capitalism. Clearly it didn't work. I need to sweeten up my honeypot a little bit more, I guess. Next time, we'll keep trying. All right. So what do we do about all these spices then? So many spices. So many spices. Guys, this is taking for fucking ever. He's not a clean eater, that's for sure. Sometimes he licks the plate cleaner, but not today. Listen, girl, I did my due diligence. I was literally on the verge of tears talking about how much Palestine has affected my mental health on the first date. I also talked about attachment styles and how I'm pretty sure I'm at least a little bit anxious, if not a, what do they call it? A fearful avoidant. I was talking about conflict styles on the first date. I was talking about how I'm starting to wonder about how much of my mental health affects the dynamic in a relationship and how I can try to like compartmentalize and contain that depression before it starts bleeding into my partner. I talked about all the heaviest shit on this first date. I think I've done all I could to like not give a false advertisement of who I was, but again, some people are just really fucking optimistic. Like they really believe. I admire them for it. They really believe. What can I say? Okay, to show you a little bit of what we're working with here. Almost the entire menu of Burlap and Barrel on the left. Almost. And you can see I've been double stacking them. Things are getting quite messy here. We got an overflow on the next shelf, first level. And then we have my non-Burlap and Barrel spices and other ingredients here. So we're gonna have to start moving some shit around so that not everything is overwhelming all the time. Cinnamon. So much cinnamon. So I think we need a sweet shelf and a savory shelf here. Court shaker. I don't know what that means. The problem with doing this to my spices is if I don't see them, I don't use them. Problematic. So I think I should also make a shelf on my counter of spices I need to use up. Or I might never use them. That's interesting. That's fascinating. Like this mystery spice, probably a 5 spice. It's ground cardamom, ground allspice. Yes, we call these are food service containers. They're usually a pound of the spice. Much better deal. You get a huge discount if you know you're gonna use that much spice. Just unit price wise. I do need to make my own checks. I absolutely agree. It is possible, maybe we fit it all on the top shelf. This is turmeric from my mom's house. I don't know if you guys read up on it, but like apparently a lot of turmeric has lead in it, possibly. I don't even know why I'm keeping this, honestly. I have more turmeric than is ever needed in my life, but I think it's just really hard. It's really hard to let go of mom shit. Lead and cadmium, they go hand in hand. We love it. Some farmers and processors actually add poisonous shit to the turmeric to make it look yellower. So, you know, it's the kind of shit that we do to sell stuff that kills people. That's basically capitalism in a nutshell. And that's the type of thing that I would say that made my ex break up with me. Oops, I guess. chilies need to be on their own, actually. They take up way too much space. All these jars of chilies. Chilies are going on the bottom. Fresh turmeric is way less problematic, for sure. The current song that's playing in my headphones is like a super house dance track, and the recurring lyric is, I know you want me, but you can't take the heat. Ain't that true? Yep, lead and cinnamon also is a thing. I don't have expectations of what my soulmate is like, man. I want them to be able to fucking argue with me and know that I still like them as a person. They're scared. I don't want them to be scared of me. I don't know what it is that I do. I've been joking about the fact that I think because I'm a small Asian girl, at least by American standards, I'm a small Asian girl, that I think I'm my own false advertising because people see me and they're like, oh, she must be a really sweet, cute Asian girl. And then I'm not. And then they're shocked. Let's have a treat, y'all. Let's have a break. We don't really need a break, but I do. I bought some ice cream from Trader Joe's. They're okay, they're fine. But I figured we finish this. Oat non-dairy frozen dessert sandwiches, very icy. The chocolate wafer is kind of weird. I've cut them into quarters. They taste really good with cardamom, actually. But half of the wafer gets stuck on the wrapper. So what I like to do is sprinkle a little cardamom onto a plate. then I take my little ice cream sandwich and I use the cardamom like a dipping spice. Lower quality ice cream needs a little bit of a flavor lift sometimes to seem exciting. And I think the cardamom pairs really well with the chocolate. It's not really vanilla-y, it's very oat, plain, icy. It could be shot time. What shot is next? You also have to be careful which cinnamon you're eating. There's a difference between cinnamon verum and the cinnamon that most people eat. I'll show you. It's two different species. Royal cinnamon is probably the cinnamon that you're most used to eating. It's sweet. But the scientific name is Cinnamomum laureroy, right here. Whereas Ceylon cinnamon, also known as cinnamon verum, true cinnamon, the scientific name is Cinnamomum verum. So you have to be very clear which cinnamon you're supposed to take for which effects, because they're not the same. But yeah, adding cinnamon to your diet is not going to change your blood pressure all that much. It'll help, maybe, but like it's not going to be a pill. Great, we're getting rid of shit in the freezer. Love it. I also bought another ice cream product because I thought my ex would like it. And he kind of did. He liked it more. I bought this one. Hold the cone, coffee bean, mini ice cream cones with chocolate filled tip. There's one left. I'm not going to eat it now because I think if I eat the coffee, it might actually fuck up my sleep a little bit. So I'm going to just show you. It's cute. It's like chocolate covered. And it's the size of my palm, maybe even smaller. Perfect for single servings. I still remember one of the very last conversations I had with him was about why the serving size is 3 cones, which means you only get 2.5 servings in a box because it's 8 cones total. I was like, why couldn't they just make the serving size 2 cones and then you could yield 4 servings in a box? Nothing made sense. This is the type of shit that I like to inspect. I don't think everybody likes to inspect things like this. What did you miss out, Anxious Gary? Sesame seeds in a huge ass tub. I feel like I should move it out of here, but I also feel like I could be using this tub for future purposes. also putting them up there just means I won't ever remember to use them. So those are the trade-offs. As always, we'll have to deal with the trade-offs. Yes. Okay, so the story, the timeline rather, is early March I go on a date with my ex. He seems very interested in dating me right away. I said, okay, I still have a few first dates. And then like a month later, we're past the talking stage, we're committed. We start seeing each other twice a week, pretty regularly. Things are going great. I like him. He's quirky, different, all the things that I really appreciate in a partnership because I like learning and I really like studying people, like not in a weird way, but like in a way that helps me understand the world. And then I basically start talking about once Burlap and Barrel starts expanding, how if we start aligning with people or stores that I don't align with values-wise, I might not be as interested in working for a company that expands to that level. And then he was like, so if I become a content creator and start taking on sponsorships from companies whose values you don't align with, does that mean that you're gonna break up with me? And I was like, well, it's not gonna make me feel good, but it's too early to tell, you know, like, I've known you for less than 3 months. I don't know how our relationship will develop in the time that it takes for you to become a content creator who gets sponsorships like that. Like, I can't give you an answer right now because, you know, like, if I end up loving you and developing this bond, like, is the sponsorship going to, I don't know, right? And then so we start talking about our values differences, like our ideas about capitalism and all of that. And Memo's being really fucking sweet right now on the floor. You know, that's when we got into pretty heated discussions about my views on capitalism, and he said that he still believes in the American dream, and I said, I was incredulous. I was like, I don't have a single peer who still believes in the American dream. And I think he was really, really hurt by the stuff that I said. And maybe I said it in a very aggressive way. I have been known to do that. My delivery is not HR friendly. Before all of this happened, I saw Memo's listing on ACC's website, and I was like, this fucking cat is fucking adorable. And I basically put in an application for him. And between me applying for Memo and getting him, I got dumped. So I always thought it was funny because Memo actually reminds me of my ex in a lot of ways, both physically and behaviorally. So it kind of feels weird because he almost feels like a souvenir of my relationship that ended. And in the same way, my last relationship before this one, I had scheduled a tattoo that reminded me of my relationship dynamic, and I ended up getting dumped before I got the tattoo on me. So then I went to get the tattoo knowing that I was already dumped. It's just really weird framing. I honestly don't care if anybody who knows me in real life watches these lives. I don't name them, but if they watch this and they know who I'm talking about, then they know my true feelings. I have nothing to hide. If they want to talk to me about shit, they can talk to me about shit, but I'm pretty sure he blocked me, so I'm not worried. Yeah, I tend to do a lot. I tend to do a lot in the beginning of a relationship, and this has made me very introspective too about like why I put in so much effort. I'm now afraid to go over there to keep organizing because I don't want to scare him off because he's being so fucking cute. What a fucking cute asshole. Adorables. Hi. See? Memo. Jesus. I don't know why. He's so terrified of any movement. He didn't. You're talking about my ex? What about him sounds like a control freak? Two shelves emptied. We're getting somewhere. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of all of you. I'm keeping this empty box, and I don't need it. I don't need this box. But I could use this box maybe as like a spice holder. That's interesting. Yeah, and Aaron and I were also in our 20s, you know. We were young. And obviously everyone's a different person with a different background and different desires. And hey, I got dumped for good reasons, you know. He saw that we weren't going to work. And one of our last in-person conversations was about how, in my ideal world, my version of the American dream applied to interpersonal realm is that both people would come to the conclusion of a mutual breakup together and be upfront about what the deal breakers were. And he had said to me in that conversation, it only takes one to end the relationship. And clearly, he believed that. So I have to respect it. Do I wish we could have had a last in-person conversation about all of this? Absolutely. I wish for it. I wish for it all the time. I wish for every relationship to be ended on, you know, a friendly note. In an ideal world, if I loved you, and I think I got close to loving this guy. I think I was like 2 steps away, because he was consistent. In my view, anyway. In my ideal world, I would stay in touch with the people that I loved. So he clearly didn't want to stay in touch. So, you know, dreams are just dreams until 2 people believe in it. Then you can make it a reality. I'm still on talking terms with my second ex. I've had 3 boyfriends so far in life. And they keep every relationship gets shorter. So I think I'm just gonna tap out. Because with Aaron it was like 9 years. With my second ex it was like 9 months. And then this third ex is 3 months. Diminishing returns. What are you doing? What are you doing? You stalking? You afraid to come closer? You know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? I joked about 9 weeks with him, but it turned out to be 12. I did tell him 9 years, 9 months, 9 weeks in the beginning. He thought it was hilarious, maybe. Maybe not. I thought it was hilarious. Hey, babies. Do you love me yet? Not yet? That's okay. We can take it slow. We should take it slow, actually. I don't want you breaking up with me in 12 weeks, please. You know, I've always thought I was a pessimist because other people told me I was negative. But I think I'm starting to realize in the past 2 years that I'm actually an optimist. And the pessimism is just a symptom of my optimism. I joked about this in our team meeting because the icebreaker question this week for our team was, if you were the king or queen of something, what would you be the king and queen of? And I was like, 1, defying expiration dates, but also 2, being what I call a pessimistic optimist. And my explanation was, most people think I'm a pessimist and a cynical, negative outlook person, but I only have that view because at the heart of me is this unextinguishable feeling of hope that we could be more. And I'm so disappointed and angry in all of us that we're not. And that's where the pessimism and cynical attitude comes from. Because there's this sort of like pain of knowing that we're capable of it. You think Memo looks like Hitler? Aww. Maybe. If you want to look at him that way, he could be. Hey, but maybe if we're so good, we won't know what to do with that goodness. Maybe the balance is always just in the struggle. Yay! Anyway, as I was thinking, every relationship, no matter how much heartbreak results of it, is a learning experience, and I'm very grateful for all the experiences I've learned. I've grown in so many different ways. My perspective on spending money, my relationship with sex, my relationship with myself, my relationship with, witnessing Palestine, the ongoing struggle of Palestine, compounded and compacted and just rolled up into one huge crunchy burrito with everything else that has been happening in our lives. I hope that we have been learning. I think it's hard to make sense of stuff or to feel like anything matters, but learning is the stuff of life. Yeah, I will keep dating. I like dating, but I'm gonna take a break. And I'm going to actually maybe start dating more mindfully. I didn't think I was dating non-mindfully, but I think my friend Daisuke has been talking to me about just my feelings of being misunderstood in relationships a lot, and I think he's been helping me see that like maybe I don't even know I am dating. At the core of it, I don't maybe even know what I'm looking for, and I do know that dating triggers a lot of my defense mechanisms maybe, and maybe it's time to inspect that a little bit before we continue. I don't want to hurt other people too, just because I've been the one getting dumped doesn't mean that the other person isn't hurting. So I think the responsible thing to do here would be to really think about, okay, what's happening? What do you want? How would you like to proceed? All of that. Alright, things that have been given to me as potential sourcing spices that I don't need can go on the bottom. And I want to clean up. Guys, I'm so excited. Okay, let me tell you something that I'm really proud of doing. My ex really liked dark chocolate. I had daydreamed about picking out some fancy dark chocolate together from this company called Dandelion. They're also a single origin chocolate bar company. And their chocolate bars are just made with cacao and sugar, no other ingredients. So my coworker Becca, back when I worked at Loring Place, my last restaurant job ever, brought back 3 bars, and she shared them with the cooks. And I remember tasting this chocolate and thinking, holy shit, this chocolate tastes amazing. Like I can actually taste the difference in the bars, in the beans. And so I had daydreamed about picking out bars to share with my ex who likes fancy, good quality things and likes dark chocolate. And I was actually so close to ordering him some post-breakup. And then I was like, that's creepy. You're crossing a line. This doesn't feel good inside. Don't do that. So instead what I did was I ordered 3 bars for myself. So tomorrow I'm going to hang out with friends and we're going to taste these bars together. I'm proud of myself for that. Because I felt like something wasn't right inside me, even though I really wanted to do that one thing that didn't feel right, and then I didn't do it. Not Raka, it's called Dandelion. I don't know what it is about me. Every time I break up with an ex, I want to give them gifts. Like, I don't know if that's like a unconscious manipulation tactic that I'm acting out, or just like this feeling of guilt almost, like one that I've hurt you somehow and I want to apologize, or potentially is it also just like fulfilling my own fantasies of doing this thing that I had once imagined would be a part of our relationship, and because the relationship is no longer, I'm just grasping at trying to play out and reenact all the FOMO bits that I had fantasized about. There's a lot of psychology here that I've been trying to like dig into without badgering myself too much, but it's fascinating to me to think about why I do some of the shit that I do. Are you asking me if my ex is incarcerated? He's a free man. I don't think he would. That's pretty hilarious, though. And you know, it's funny because every time I tell friends, oh, I was dumped, some friends, like, first reaction is sorry to hear that, but some friends go right for the, oh, well, fuck him. And I'm just like, we don't need to do that. We don't, like, it's cool. It's cool. Like, getting dumped is a part of this. We're gonna feel shitty about it, but this is what you sign up for when you think. Like, you're not gonna win every game, you know? So it's natural. Okay, I have some sugar and lavender and also orange. I'm just gonna combine them all. We're gonna have a fantastical sugar in the making here. Oh, sorry. Do you want me to get drunk? We can. Didn't know you guys were such druggies. So intense. So demanding. How do I keep up with this? I'm trying to get my life together here, and y'all are trying to get me drunk. Okay. I see how it is. right, yes, chef. What shot would you like? We have banana liqueur, we have this weird corn liqueur, we have walnut liqueur, we have this weird citrus liqueur that's very bitter, we have bitters, we have this, which I'm dying to get rid of because this was the first drink that my ex, oh god, I keep thinking about him. Alright, well, we'll get rid of this hump soon. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this and I can get rid of this bottle, okay? This is, apple brandy, I think, that I got when I was still working at Delish for a recipe. I just had no reason. Oh, I think it's stuck. Fuck. Perfect. There we go. Empty! No more thinking about this shit. I'm gonna keep this though, because what if it fits inside something that needs a top to go back into? That's so awful. Oh god. Why do people do this to themselves? Alright, we're gonna combine memories of two exes together. My second ex gave this to me, I think, maybe the night he broke up with me? Guys. I've never gone to Crackle Barrel. This is kind of cute though. I really love that he gave this to me, but I think today's a good day to open it. I like how they brand this as 100% pure natural syrup, but it's 55% maple syrup and 45% cane syrup. So this is so strong and bitter, the brandy, and I think this will make a nice cocktail. Oh, that didn't make it. That didn't make it better. Help! I'm so... Why do people do this? Shit. Okay. Now I have to figure out a way to fix this cocktail. Oh, I know. A third non-ex, my situationship, I opened this jar for him to make him yogurt cherry mixture when he was sick. Really fancy shit. Has this gorgeous thick syrup in it. This is just like Heartbreak cocktail right now. That's cool. It's cool. It's my life. Maybe the problem is me, y'all. Maybe the problem is me. horrible. I'm so fucking grateful that I'm dating in my 30s and not my 20s, because fuck, I would have been a fucking idiot in my 20s. I already am a fucking idiot in my 30s. I can't imagine the level of idiocy I would have been in my 20s dating. Sometimes God knows what he's doing. It's not peeling well. That's sad. We should probably recycle that, huh? Which is not real. Recycling is not real. Okay, we're definitely getting a little drunk. I can feel it. That we have all this space and that I'm very warm inside, how shall we organize? You're getting sneak peeks into things that are not out yet. Thank God their phone resolution is shitty. These are how many blends we're working on simultaneously. Crazy, wild, insane. But wait, there's more. So much. I think all the test batches need to go here. And I actually should write them in front so I can see them when they're stacked. Isn't this fun? You're basically at work with me. What are you? Oh, that's different. They're still handwritten. so glad I'm doing this, by the way. Jesus. I've been staring at my countertop for way too long. Alright, these are extra spices, so unopened spices that I could give to friends if I wanted to give friends. So. What is the best way to store these? Maybe just on the left. Okay. I'm gonna grab more spices from my room. So many spices. Do you recognize this box? Hi, Nez. We're getting drunk tonight. This is the Heartbreak cocktail. One-time special. That is the lunchbox from the camping trip. You are an OG fan. All right. Now, this is not a sufficient use of space. It's not an efficient use of space, so what can we do here? It's possible that I need to transfer over. You know what? That's it. I'm calling it. I'm tired. We've been at this for so fucking long. And I did my main task. I now have empty space. We can reorganize this as time goes on. I think I need to recuperate a little bit and think about things a little bit before doing more. Thank you for witnessing my progress. Honestly, I would love to talk to Memo about the meaning of life and stuff. I feel like I need a little countertop organizer for all of these pills. Feels like a waste to use a sheet tray. By the way, guys, I got Beano. It doesn't work for me. I'm just gonna have to deal with farts if I eat beans. Does this work for you? Doesn't work for me. Sad. Well, if you ever want to binge beans with me, Nez, we can experiment how many beanos it takes for us to actually not fart up a storm, but doesn't work for me. Also, does anyone want melatonin? Because I don't want it. Melatonin plus weed is weird. I can only do one at a time, and melatonin is not as fun. I think I'm gonna wrap it. I'm getting pretty tipsy. I'm probably gonna eat some more chips, but thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you're able to enjoy a little rest, if possible. Ooh. Do you wanna see if this peels? Okay. I think it needs to soak a little more, but we might be able to peel it relatively easy. So hopefully we'll have a new water jug, whatever normal people call this when they're not drunk. I am drunk. All right, bye. Thanks for getting me drunk. Appreciate you.